Tajani to Egypt, in which he had talks with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and, of course, with Sameh Shukri, our top diplomat, tackling a number of issues of mutual concern and discussing ways to boost deeply rooted bilateral ties. To shed more light on this, we are very much delighted to have with us via phone Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, good morning.
Sir, before going into the details, I should seize the opportunity to have your panoramic view, let me put it this way, on the Italian-Egyptian relations as we are celebrating 100 years of diplomatic ties with Italy.
Yes, this has attracted me when Sameh Shukri declared the celebration of 100 years since we sent the first ambassador of Egypt, the modern Egypt, but I would go further than that because I am older than Sameh Shukri. I would go 2,000 years before Christ, when the three civilizations of the Mediterranean, Egypt, Greece, and Italy, were mixed together. We have Alexander the Great from Greece. He established Alexandria. We have Cleopatra, our grandmother, who married Mark Antony and created another small state in Alexandria. If you visit Alexandria or if you stay for a while, like myself, and I am graduated from Alexandria University, you will see thousands of buildings on Italian shape. And even still, we are naming many of our streets according to Italian names of the community which we were living together there, whether Italian, Greek, and Egyptians. Mm-hmm. So the relation is really very strong. And many Italians are penetrated in our cultural life, in the cinema also. And it's a mixture between civilization from the same culture of the culture of Mediterranean, I would call it.
Yes.
More recently, while we were negotiating with Europe our association agreement, really we got the support of both Italy and Greece. They were giving us good hints and good advices until we conclude this agreement, which is one of the most important agreements Egypt has ever concluded. That's why I am happy really with this meeting between the Vice Prime Minister of Italy and Minister of Foreign Affairs with our President and with our very active Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sameh Shukri. I hope this will create much more results and much more activities in many fields we are having now. And of course, we are looking forward for more efforts to deepen and to widen this sort of relation.
Yes, sir, very well said. And for his part, Tajani himself expressed happiness that one of the first trips for him as an Italian foreign minister was to Egypt, hailing the pivotal role of Egypt as a pillar or a cornerstone for achieving stability and security in the Middle East and in the Mediterranean regions. And among the issues which were discussed, whether with President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi or with Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri, illegal migration, or let me translate it in Arabic the way you like, al-hijra غير al-mashru'a, not al-shar'iyya, because you were really very accurate translating it this way, because this is the way we should put it to the layman in the street to know more about this. Let me ask about this important issue, as with all the economic crises, with the global economic crises because of the COVID-19, and now with the Ukrainian-Russian conflict, I think this issue is going once again to emerge to the surface. How do you see this topic as one of the topics which topped the agenda of talks between the Italian top diplomat and the Egyptian side?
It is one part of the whole agreement of the association agreement between Egypt and Europe. Let me say that we are committed, both of us, Europe and Egypt, including Italy, of course, to combat the organized crime, not only the illegal migration. It means terrorism, it means drug trafficking, and money laundering, and illegal migration. Here we have very solid and very good cooperation with Europe, and they base us, they are happy with our position. Although Egypt is hosting millions of migrants, we don't consider them migrants, we never declare this. We have 4 million Sudanese, for instance, we have more than 500,000 Syrians, and you start to see them working as if they are Egyptian, opening their small shops, and we are happy with this. We have Palestinians. We have, if you just drive your car in the streets of Cairo, you will see that many Africans are there, and sometimes we allow them also to work until they are settled, whether in their countries or anywhere else. This did not put Egypt in a position to make a sort of a bridge to send some of those migrants to Europe, different to what some countries in Europe who are threatening to send those migrants to Europe.
Yeah.
Here I want to explain some details about illegal migration. Europe is not against migrants, but because Europe, as you well know, is diminishing. The birth rate is less than the death rate. So they welcome migration, but a legal one,
Yeah.
in a sort of organized way. Because if the migrant goes to Europe without having his visa and without respect the laws, the first thing is some organized crime activity will bring him to act illegally. That's why we want to save him, to advise him to go in a very
Legal manner.
And I think I told you before that Italy granted us 6,000 visas for those who are ready to come, to be trained for things, for those things which Italy is in need. Don't go like that. Start first by train yourself, and the Egyptian Ministry of
Migration?
the Ministry of Work.
Yeah, okay. Manpower.
Manpower is providing courses to train in every single matter. Italy or Greece also is doing the same to us.
Simply, if there is a legal way, why I would go through an illegal way and to expose myself to danger this way? Yes,
and
sir.
It's much more expensive. It's much more dangerous.
Hazardous. Yes, amen to that.
Yeah.
Sir, let's go to another important topic which was discussed yesterday in the talks of the Italian foreign minister here in Egypt, which is the situation in Libya. Both President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the Italian top diplomat, both the Italian diplomat and Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri, stressed on the importance of working together for the pacifying the situation in Libya and to help the Libyan national institutions to perform its national role for the best interest of the Libyan people, and to take into consideration that the national security of Libya is part and parcel of our national security, and also of the northern side of the Mediterranean security, here symbolized in Italy. Would you please elaborate on that?
Yes, we are very concerned about this matter. As you will know, Egypt has a big community in Libya. It reached one day 2 million Egyptians living there. It's almost half of the population.
And it's our western gate, by all means.
Exactly. And if you drive your car in the desert road between Cairo and Alexandria, you will meet hundreds of cars full of bags and people who are coming or going to Libya. Also, we were suffering when the Ottoman Empire wanted to revive there again, and they took 15,000 illegal migrants from Lebanon and Syria, and they put them there to fight the wrong war. And really, I admire when our president declared almost 1 year ago in Gamal Abdel Nasser camp that we shall put a red tape. Nobody shall cross this red tape from Libya to Egypt unless we shall intervene even militarily. So this is not a soft matter. This is a serious matter. It is our national security, and you have to stop it. Besides that, also, I am quite sure that they discuss also the situation in Syria, the situation in Lebanon, also in Sudan or Yemen, those headaches which we are watching, and we are trying to be to intervene positively to stop these civil wars. And we want to make Libyan, Syrian, Lebanese, and else to realize that the one united country is much better for all the parties and all the tribes, much more than to divide the country like that. Hope that our intervention, and we are, of course, we have a lot of interest there. Italy also has long history in this place of the world in Libya, and it is very good to coordinate our efforts in order to help our brothers in Libya to come forward to one united Libya under one united flag.
Yes, sir. Moving to the economic side, because of course you are wearing so many hats. Of course, you are our diplomatic figure, and of course our economic expert, and a lot of economic, business, and trade issues were discussed yesterday. Regarding the global economic crisis, which resulted, unfortunately, in food security issues, the energy crisis, and here there is no difference between the north and the south of the Mediterranean. The whole world is really suffering, and among or on top of the agenda of talks was the energy issue, as Egypt is considered an energy and gas hub in the East Mediterranean region. About energy and gas, and about, of course, the presence of huge Italian companies working here in Egypt in gas exploration, the recent gas discoveries. How do you see discussing such issues on the political level and to boost relations in this regard, of course, for the best interest of the two nations?
Let us start with the energy, because I think very well that we are very energetic people, we are clever people, but at the same time, it's a gift of God, of course. Gas or oil is a gift of God, but it needs us to play in a clever way to discover it with the help of our main partners, like Italian, like the British. They are the most of our partners who make new discoveries. Then we have in our what we call the economic quarter, the gas and the new discoveries, which is really huge. Thank God. We have also our huge project of connecting the electric net in the Arab world and with Africa. We are connecting from Baghdad till Rabat and Casablanca. We are connecting from Alexandria to Sudan and Congo, and now it is in Tanzania also. And Egypt succeed to get the support of the European Union to be the center for trade of energy, whether it is electricity, oil, or gas. Also, we are importing gas, we are exporting gas and importing gas. Some Egyptians would have to understand why. Because we bring the gas in Egypt, we have two big factories to liquidate the gas. It is a sort of value-add industry, huge value-added industry here. And then we export it again to Europe liquidated. Now we are establishing an electricity cable between Egypt and Cyprus and Greece. We shall export electricity to Europe through this line.
Yeah.
So, And we succeed since some time to draw the acceptance and the support of Europe to consider Egypt the center for trade, for energy in the whole region. This is a very good addition to our economy. It will add, of course, to our national income, and it will create millions of jobs. And here we can be of a good addition to the Egyptian and the European economy also. And this is, by the way, the whole idea about the association agreement. You are here are tackling the problem of the illegal migration by making the living conditions in the south countries much better than they suffer to jump to Europe and to stay there suffering. We are ameliorating the living conditions in our country in order to make people stuck to their place and to produce from where they are living and to send merchandise and not sending persons. This is also another part of our philosophy concerning the economic cooperation with Europe. I want also to mention here that we have an eminent Egyptian community in Italy, in Europe in general, but in Italy they are very well positioned, and we are ready to help them whenever they need help, and we have very good diplomatic and consular representation in Italy. So all these matters are discussed, and by the way, I don't want to miss that, of course, the international problems of whether of the war in Ukraine or the economic effects of the corona disease were discussed, and we are exchanging experience there. And thank God that Egypt is a much better condition than many other countries in the world after facing these two problems. We are still growing positively, while most of the countries of the world are diminishing economically. And this year, 2000,
and you know, sir, such a visit and discussing such issues, it's really saying that when there is war, it's going to affect negatively the whole world, whether developed countries or developing countries, emerged markets or emerging countries. And here, coordinating efforts and cooperation, it's not a luxury anymore. If we do not cooperate together for the best interest of our peoples, then it's not going to work fine for all of us. And as I said, here when it comes to Europe, it comes also to the southern side of the Mediterranean, it comes to the Arab world, it comes to Africa. In my humble opinion, there is no difference.
Yes, you are absolutely right. And I always mention that there are many problems where even the American army cannot stop it, or the American rockets cannot stop it, such as the disease of the corona, or such as the environment problem. We have the COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, which proves that we are suffering from the practices of the industrialized countries, namely United States and China. They are doing bad to our environment, and we have to agree together about how we treat our environment, because all of us will suffer this same problem, while not all of us are doing bad to the weather.
Yes.
So this is a big effort diplomatically, and I think we have to face it for the coming years in order to make our environment and our life
to save our planet. It's for the sake of humanity at large, not for the sake of a certain people or directed to a certain area of the planet. Yep. Well, as usual, I really enjoyed our discussion, sir. Have a very good day. You are always an added value to our programs. We were very much delighted to have with us His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much, sir. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.
that the struggle between Horus and Set was inevitable, so that the balance of power in the universe could be sustained. As since the first dynasty,